If you'd really like to help, maybe you could get Gwen something to eat or something to drink.
Fine. Fine, I'll go. But you trusting Teresa to give you a child is going to come back to bite you both. I guarantee it.
Your mother's like a broken record when it comes to Teresa, you know that?
Well, as maddening as she is, honey, I think she actually has a point. I mean, what are the odds Teresa will do something to try and keep us from having our baby? Honey, can you please just go talk to Teresa and make sure she's still gonna have this procedure?
Look, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm sure Teresa's still planning to save one of the babies, okay? But which one?
Thanks. So, Teresa, now that we know that one of the babies is Gwen and Ethan's, and the other is yours and Ethan's, are you still gonna save your baby?
Absolutely, Dr. Russell. That's why I had you run the DNA test, so I would know which baby to save. I hate that it's come to this, but if I have to sacrifice one baby in order to save the other as a mother, I choose to save my baby. Gwen wanted me to have this procedure.
Gwen thinks that both babies are hers, so that even if one is taken, she would still have a child of her own.
If she were in my position, Dr. Russell, you know she would do the same thing. She would save her baby, just like I'm saving mine.
Well, I shudder to think what Gwen would do if she finds out what you're planning.
Liz, I was wondering who was making all this noise.
Oh, TC, I wanted to surprise you by rearranging the furniture. What do you think?
I found this old prescription pad upstairs. I thought all of Eve's things were gone.
Well, let me throw it away for you.
Eve used to say that love was the best medicine. So she would play Dr. Mom and prescribe the girls hugs and kisses, and me, she would give me bed rest. It was nice.
Then, maybe. But now it's just another painful reminder of your lie of a life with Eve. Don't dwell on the past, TC. Focus on your future.
Liz, I'm trying. I don't know if you can just forget everything about your past with a woman that you love for so long.
Delivery for T.C. Russell?
Yeah, it's me.
Sign here, please. Have a nice day.
Thanks. It's from the law offices of Russo, Weiner, and Sarnoff. These are the best attorneys in Harmony. What the hell are they sending me? Proposed settlement between Eve Johnson Russell and Thornton Chandler Russell. My God, Eve is filing for divorce.
It was hard saying goodbye to Paloma just now, knowing I'll never see her again.
I remember the night we left Harmony all those years ago, how hard it was saying goodbye to our loved ones without letting them know we were leaving for good. How can I say goodbye to Sheridan again?
I know it's hard, but no one knows who we really are. That's why we have to leave Harmony before they find out.
Sheridan, what's wrong? Not sure. I just called Luis to tell him that the Wheelers were leaving. I thought he might want to be here to say goodbye.
I would think so, too. Why, is he not coming?
Oh, no. He'll be here.
So then, what's troubling you?
He's angry.
At the Wheelers?
Told me not to let them leave until he got here. Wonder why.
Luis, let's take it easy, all right? I know having Mr. Wheeler's fingerprints match up to your father's must have been a hell of a shock to you. There's got to be more to this than what we know. Oh, your father must have had a hell of a good reason to leave town. And to have plastic surgery to disguise
Look,
himself.
Sam, I don't give a damn why he did what he did, okay? My father's not bailing out on my family twice. I'll tell you, I'll kill him first.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Gwen, if this is what passes for food around here, no wonder everyone's sick.
Well, it's all right. I'm not really hungry anyway.
What? After I lowered myself to actually go to a cafeteria?
Oh, God, just deal with it.
Oh. Where's Ethan?
I asked him to go talk to Teresa just to make sure, everything's under control.
Oh, thank heaven you finally admit I'm right, that Teresa could be hatching a plot using your baby.
I just want to make sure everything goes as planned, okay?
Gwenny, when are you ever going to learn? When Teresa is concerned, nothing ever goes according to plan.
Came to see how the DNA test went.
Are you sure you want to know?
I have to know.
You're the father of both babies, Ethan.
And?
Gwen's the mother of one. The other baby's ours.
Oh, my God.
That's right. You fathered one with Gwen and the other with me.
You tricked me into sleeping with you.
Ethan, I thought I miscarried the embryo, and I needed to get pregnant again so I could get my son back. I need to know if you still want me to have this procedure. Ethan, once I sign the consent form, it's gonna be on the condition that they take your baby with Gwen to save ours.
I can't believe it's come to this.
It doesn't have to. I mean, I don't have to sign the form. I don't have to do the procedure. We can leave it in God's hands. I need to know if you still want me to have this procedure, Ethan.
No. No. I don't want you to lose either one of the babies.
Maybe Luis was upset because he doesn't want the Wheelers to leave before he gets a chance to say goodbye to them. I mean, the four of you have been through a lot together.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is everything all right, Sheridan?
Yeah, as far as I know. I just got off the phone with Luis, and he said he's on his way over here to see you both. Wanted me to make sure that you didn't leave until he had a chance to talk to you.
No, our flight doesn't leave for a while, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Good. He was adamant about seeing you.
Well, we'll be here.
Great. Excuse us.
I wonder what Luis wants to see us.
Well, he probably wants to say goodbye. Oh, if he already knew the truth, he would have confronted us.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, our secret's safe. And our children will be safe because of it.
And you get to see Luis one more time.
Yeah, Say goodbye to my son face to face.
Now, Luis, don't go off in a rage. There's a lot about the Wheelers that we don't know.
Well, we know Wheeler's the same scum who left my mother and us 5 kids for another woman.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Wait, what are you talking about, Sam? We saw the files. We downloaded them from Crane Industries, and Wheeler's fingerprints were a perfect match for my father's. Hello?
True. But maybe Alistair gave us some bogus information.
You're kidding me, right? Because a little while ago, you were trying to convince me that Wheeler is my father.
I still think he is. Even so, Alistair could be manipulating you.
Okay, how?
Look, I don't know. Okay, say your father has something on Alistair. Maybe Alistair wants you to kill Martin before he tells us what he knows.
Well, it was that whole thing about the gazebo.
That's exactly what I mean. Now, don't go off and do something rash to play into Alistair's hands.
Okay, so if Alistair is behind this, then I simply have 2 people to kill. Alistair and my father.
Julian. Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Having a rough day?
Oh, you have no idea.
Yeah? What happened?
Well, Teresa decided to have the procedure to save one of the babies.
Well, isn't that best, considering that both babies wouldn't make it if something weren't done?
Well, I thought it was when I suggested it, but now I'm not so sure. You know, Ethan and Gwen so desperately want to have a child of their own, and given their history with Teresa and the battle over little Ethan, I'm not so sure.
Let's say if we go to the cafeteria and have a cup of tea.
No. Being in your arms. That's the support that I need.
Of course.
You know, it's like Gwen and Ethan and Teresa are just locked in this 3-way battle that's never going to end. It reminds me so much of the situation with Whitney and Simone and Chad before they found out that Chad was their half-brother. God, what a mess. I just so wish everybody could be happy again.
I wish that too, but I'm afraid it'll never happen. I think that Teresa will always be a thorn in Gwen's side. Simone will always be at odds with Whitney, just as Liz will forever be looking at ways to hurt you.
I can't believe that Eve would send me divorce papers. Wait a minute. These didn't come from Eve. They say they came from me. But I never spoke to anyone at Russo, Weiner, and Sornoff. Let me give these people a call and find out what's going on.
TC, wait. I had those papers drawn up.
What? Liz, why?
Well, I was trying to help you, TC. You know, I look at you and I see a man in limbo, unable to go back to his past or to move on to something new and better. And I thought that filing for divorce from Eve would be a good first step.
But it says here I get the house, I get the cars, our savings and investments. Eve gets nothing.
Of course, TC. Eve lied to you and Whitney and Simone. She broke your heart and destroyed your lives. You should take her to the cleaners.
No, Liz, I'm not that way, all right? If we're going to get a divorce, I want it to be fair. Eve's entitled to her share of everything that we built together.
No, she's not, TC. Eve doesn't deserve a damn thing.
I want to thank you both again for watching over my Paloma all those years. You're very special people to have been so kind and loving to a child that's not your own.
Oh, Pilar, it was our pleasure. We're just so glad that Paloma is back at home with you where she belongs and that your health is improving.
Yes. I have a lot to be grateful for. I just wish that...
Well, what, Pilar? What do you wish for?
Well, that my children are well and happy, and that my husband would come home to me. You're going to be traveling, right? Maybe... Well, here. This is a picture of my husband, Martin, shortly before he disappeared. Of course, he's a lot older now. And the odds of your paths crossing are 1,000,000 to 1, but if you could just keep an eye out. Well, never mind. Never mind. Oh, I'm crazy to think that you would ever run into him, and even if you did, what would you do? Tell him to call me and tell him to come home to his family. No, if my husband were able to, he would come home.
You're right, Pilar. If your husband could be with you right now, I'm sure that he would be.
Yes. All these years without him, hoping and praying. But if anything to do with my husband's disappearance, then maybe my husband can't come home. Maybe my Martin is lost to me forever.
Luis, now stop saying you're gonna kill your father, okay? What if that's what Alistair wants? You'd go to jail, you'd be torn apart from Sheridan, which is what Alistair's been wanting to do ever since you two fell in love. Now think about her. Think about Sheridan.
What, the same way my father thought about us when he took off?
Now look, I understand that you're angry.
Yeah.
And if Mr. Wheeler turns out to be your father, well, he's got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, and he better have the right answers or he's finished.
Liz, why do you still feel the need to attack Eve? She lost me. She lost our daughter. She's lost everything.
Have you forgotten what she did, TC?
But at some point, the pain has to stop. The war has to end.
Wait. TC, it sounds like you're forgiving Eve.
Liz, Eve tried to tell me the truth about her past several times. And she was right. She was afraid that I would just go crazy and kill Julian. I was always praising her about being the perfect mother and the perfect wife. I realize now that things might have turned out differently if I would have behaved differently towards Eve.
Are you falling back in love with Eve, TC?
Liz, all I'm saying is this whole thing is just one horrible mess. And it's not all Eve's fault.
If you're still in love with Eve, then call her. Call her right now and tell her to come home.
Eve, I know that I can't ease your pain over losing TC and your girls, but I'm here for you nonetheless.
Thank you, Julian. I don't know what I'd do without you and your support.
My love. All my love.
Yes. And I love you, too.
But you miss TC.
I miss the life we had together. I miss the family that we were together.
Do you think you'd go back to TC if you could?
It's not really up to me. After everything that's happened, I seriously doubt whether TC would ever even want me back. Dr. Eve Russell. Oh, my God. It's you.
Ethan, are you saying that you don't want me to have the procedure? That you don't want me to save one of these babies?
I'm saying that I don't want either of my children to die.
Even if Martin is alive, I have to stop hoping that he's coming back. I think it's time that I finally accepted the fact that he's gone for good.
I think that's for the best.
Okay, well, thank you again so much for everything. I have to go see my Teresa at the hospital.
You know, we'd come with you to say goodbye, but Sheridan promised Luis that we'd wait for him here.
That's right. I understand. Teresa will be sorry to see you go.
And you tell her I'm sorry that we're leaving.
It's for the best.
Goodbye. Come on. I'll walk you out.
So I'm gonna go make some calls and finalize our arrangements.
Okay. I'm gonna take a last look around the estate. try and remember the happy times with Julian and Sheridan when they were little.
Don't do anything stupid, okay? If Alistair's using your father to manipulate you, don't play into his hands.
Look, I just want to know the truth. See my father or not?
Luis, Sheridan said that you wanted to see me and Mrs. Wheeler before we left.
You in particular.
Oh. What about?
It's about my father. There's something I need you to tell me.
Do you know how Teresa's doing?
Well, Ethan went to go check on her, and I haven't heard that anything's wrong.
And she's still planning to go through with the procedure.
Look, Pilar, I know that you don't want Teresa to lose either baby, and believe me, I understand your position completely. I hate it that it's come to this. But I would hate it a lot more if Teresa were to lose both babies.
Gwen, I understand you're wanting to be a mother, I do. But what Teresa is planning to do, it's just so wrong.
All I know is that I am so grateful to Teresa for giving me this chance to be a mother again after I lost Sarah.
I can't believe you've changed your mind about me having the procedure.
I don't want either of my children not to be born.
Ethan, if I don't act to save one of them, they both will die. You know this.
I know, Teresa, I know. I don't want 2 lives to be lost. If I can save one, I know that.
So then just tell me. If I have the procedure, which baby do you want me to save? Yours and Gwen's, or ours?
At least I have all the happy memories of times I shared with the children on these grounds.
Thought about you a lot today, Mother. Having Mrs. Wheeler leaving now is like losing you all over again. I've come to say goodbye to my mother. Haven't you, Mrs. Wheeler?
Stay calm, Luis.
Sam, I need to do this alone.
Absolutely. Just don't do anything stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Luis, what's going on? Why'd you lock the door?
Just don't want anyone to stop you from answering my question.
About your father? What is it you want to know, Luis?
Well, I appreciate your calling. Yes, I'm sorry that it didn't work out, too. It's a travel agent. Just calling to tell me that the tickets for the trip that TC and I usually take this time of year were ready. Of course, we won't be going. Probably never again.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
And I'm sure there'll be more sad reminders of your separation from TC in the months to come. But just know that I'll be by your side to help you through it any way I can.
Thank you, Julian. Can't help but wonder what's gonna happen next.
What are you waiting for, TC? If you aren't still in love with Eve, give her those divorce papers, end your marriage, and move on with your life. What is the point of holding on to something that is broken beyond repair? Wouldn't it be better to have a clean break for you and the girls, to have this long, painful chapter of your life come to a close?
Liz, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, without a doubt, TC. You know, Eve left you and went straight to Julian's bed. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they're up there together at her office now playing doctor. Eve isn't coming back, TC. And even if she did, Whitney wouldn't stand for it. Neither would Simone. You have to think of your daughters, consider what's best for them. And taking back their lying, drugged-out whore of a mother is hardly setting a good example, now is it?
I'm going to the hospital, see?
And I'm coming with you.
Came to say goodbye to my mother, didn't you?
I was thinking of her, yes.
Please, before you leave town, could you just tell me a little bit more about her?
I can't, Sheridan. But you need to know that your mother loved you and Julian very, very much. It was agony for her to leave you behind.
Losing my mother was the single worst thing to ever happen to me. You know, even with Luis and all the love that he gives me, it still doesn't fill that void in my heart. I guess that's why I feel so connected with Pilar. We both lost someone that we loved and needed, someone that was irreplaceable.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You know, life goes on. You do the best you can do. But there's always that void there. Just like a wound that never heals. It just never stops hurting.
Luis, what's going on?
Hey, you leaving now, Mr. Wheeler. It reminds me of when I was a kid and my father left. You said it was because of Alistair. But, you know, I just wonder, you know, what would it take to make a man leave his wife and kids? You know, how could a man possibly do that?
Well, I know it was hard for you, Luis, hard on your whole family. Your mother was just here talking about how devastating it was. I felt sorry for her, sorry for all of you.
Did you really, Mr. Wheeler?
Yes, Luis, I really did.
Because I remember it like it was yesterday. At one minute, I was a kid with a dad, and, well, next minute, I was practically man of the household. You know, because soon after my father disappeared, so did my brother. And my mom, well, man, she needed help, lots of help. With the mortgage, putting food on the table, with my siblings, bills. And, I grew up real fast, you know. But I rose to the occasion. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't think about my father. Where was he? Was he okay? Was he coming back? Was he dead? And it's funny because I was at an age when other kids, you know, they were losing sleep over who they were going to take to the big dance. And, well, I was losing sleep over how I was going to pay the mortgage. And, then there was my mom, you know, I remember her. night after night, just crying herself to sleep. She really missed my father. And there'd be times when I'd be coming home from work, a double shift, of course, and she'd be cooking at the stove, crying, you know? And she would always say it was just because of the onions. No, it wasn't. And even after all the years that my father was gone, she never stopped believing in him. She never gave up. She always believed that he left for a reason, that it was something or someone that made him leave, like Alistair. And for a long time, I believed that too, you know? But then I started to get angry. Because even if Alistair had forced my father to leave, why didn't he at least contact us? A letter? Telephone call? Anything. But you know what we got? We got nothing. And that's why I'm still angry at my father, because he abandoned us.
What if he couldn't come back? What if he wanted to contact you but couldn't?
Yeah, well, I don't buy it. Mr. Wheeler. Because in all the years my father's been gone, there had to have been at least one chance when he could have told us something. You know, aside from death, what other excuse is there for a man to leave his family like that? And why don't you tell me, Mr. Wheeler? Because I sure as hell don't know the answer.
I really can't say, Luis.
No. No, I didn't think that you could, Mr. Wheeler. But there is one question about my father that I am sure you know the answer to.
What question is that, Luis? What is it you want to know?
Eve, you mustn't assume that things are going to get worse. Who knows? Things might even get better.
You know what? That's true. Things could start to get better. Can't get any worse. Come in. TC, what are you doing here?
I came to see you, Eve.
I told you we'd find Julian in Eve's office. My, aren't you a happy-looking couple?
And what did you come to see me about?
TC has something for you, Eve. Go ahead, TC. Give it to her. Let her have it.
I'm sorry that the situation with Teresa surrogacy has caused so much heartache for you and Ethan. But I believe that saving one baby could end up causing more heartache than letting God decide their fate, even if both babies don't make it.
Pilar, you are such a downer. You know, Gwen really ought to have a prescription just to talk with you.
I just pray that whatever the outcome is, that the scars left by this terrible situation don't affect all of you for the rest of your lives.
Both these babies can't survive. We have to sacrifice one in order to save the other.
Which one?
You tell me, Ethan. You're the father of both these babies.
You're asking me to play God.
Look, I plan to have the procedure to save our baby. But you have to make the decision since they're both yours.
I'm not sure I can do this.
Yes, you can. You have to. Once I sign the consent form, I'm going to be sealing the fate of both these babies.
So what child do you want me to save, Ethan? Our baby? Or yours and Gwen's?
Well, speaking of Pilar, it sounds like she's finally accepting that Martin is not coming back.
I got that sense as well.
It's just been so hard on her, though. You know, wondering what really happened to him. Wondering if he did abandon her and the family. She's just been through so much.
You know, not knowing what happened to a loved one, it's always the hardest part.
At least I know that, you know, my mother didn't choose to abandon me and Julian. She didn't have a choice. She died.
What do you have to ask me, Louise? What is it you want to know about your father?
Are you my father, Mr. Wheeler?
What?
Are you my father, Martin Fitzgerald?
You want me to leave my baby's life up to chance?
That's exactly what I want.
My sister will not win. She's going to lose everything.
Why don't you just admit it? You're nothing but a bum of a father who abandoned his wife and family.